Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dan from Valley Marine, and I know we've been behind on videos, getting videos out to you guys. So today we kind of got a special treat here. We're standing next to two different Duckworth 24 Pacific Pros. The 24 Pacific Pro is a newer model for Duckworth, and it's been a real popular seller, and it's actually pretty rare to have two of them in stock at the same time. So I wanted to go through both of these boats, show you some about each one, and we've stocked each one a little bit differently. So we're going to get on the inside of each of these boats too and go over them as well. For those of you who don't know, the Pacific Pro falls between the Navigator and the Offshore series. Our Navigators have an 84-inch bottom. This has a 90-inch bottom, and the Offshores are at a 96. This is a boat you can still use inland, but if you want to take it out in the salt and run out offshore for tuna, this is a boat that can handle that chore. Overall length with the bracket is about 27 feet. We power this usually with a 250 to 300 horse motor, and we'll go through the configurations when we get on the inside. Some things on the exterior of the boat that are noteworthy. We have a flared bow for big water, which you can see on the front of both of these. They're going to have a radar mount on both of the cabs. You have different configurations for mounting kicker motors, and we can cover that. We have some other videos on that as well. Some other things that stand out on the boat. Number one, it's a great choice for people that are looking for occasional saltwater or even big saltwater stuff, but maybe it doesn't fit your budget. And you're doing primarily freshwater, it's going to be an easier boat to manage in tighter conditions, or if you're fishing on smaller lakes or rivers, it's a good thing to consider, basically. So with that in mind, we're going to hop in and go through the configurations on these two boats. Okay, guys, so we're on the inside of one of the 24 Pacific Pros right now. This particular boat we ordered with an Alaskan bulkhead, and the benefits of a bulkhead, some people really prefer them. It gives you more of an enclosed cabin feel. When we do a bulkhead, we're generally going to do a rear steer station. With a rear steer station, you're going to be able to steer both the kicker motor and the main motor from right here. We generally will mount the kicker motor on the same plane as the main. Then you'll have steering for both with kicker controls here. You can go with a digital motor and have controls for the main motor here as well, but it is at an added cost. Whether you go with an Alaskan bulkhead or without the Alaskan bulkhead, you're going to have a self-draining back deck area. There is a slight step down into the cab, and then you're going to have a lot of storage underneath the floor as well. I'd recommend, because it's tight quarters in here with the video, take a look at some of the pictures after this video. If you want to check this boat out closer, we'll add some more videos to both of these listings, or pictures to these listings, so you can see how these boats are configured and see what the storage looks like. So stepping on the inside as well, this boat's going to have a step down feature. This folds down and allows you to get in and out of the bow much easier. We've got overhead top trays on both sides as well as the front. Lots of room for flush mounting a graph right here. We do diesel heat installs on these boats. We do radar. Obviously, all the electronics were primarily Garmin, but we offer others as well. Seating for 6. And then underneath the bow, we also have some storage. So this will fold back up, and you still have storage underneath. Good access underneath there. Kind of hard to see where I'm at. And then another thing they did with this boat is, with the fuel tank located further back, we have storage underneath all of these. And we just left this one open, but you can do an actual rod storage as well. But this is all open area, and you don't get this on a lot of boats. They really lock off the ability to use this area as storage. It's really nice to have that, especially if you have you're going to go on a longer trip, or you have 4 more people. Having all this extra storage is very, very handy. So we're going to go ahead and move over to the other boat that doesn't have the bulkhead, and we'll talk about some of the advantages of that as well. Okay, so now we're on the inside of the other 24 Pacific Pro we currently have in stock, and we're seeing a split on these boats between people going with the Alaskan bulkhead and people going without it. There's advantages on both sides. Some things to consider. An Alaskan bulkhead is going to add roughly around $10,000 to the price of a boat. For those that are going to moor the boat or you're always in foul weather, the bulkhead's a good thing to consider. When you're primarily using this thing in warmer climates, this is going to be a cooler option in terms of it just feels more open. If you have 4 more people, this is a better layout without the bulkhead. If people want to just sit sideways while they're fishing, this is something you can do without the bulkhead, but you can't do it on the bulkhead boat. There is a drop curtain on this boat as well, even though it doesn't have the Alaskan bulkhead, and the floor is still self-bailing. They have a lip right here. Some other things, overall rigging costs are going to be a little bit lower as well. So there's not a one boat's better than another. It's going to come down, like always, it's going to come down to how you fish, where you fish, and what your circumstances are like. You know, what's best for one person is not always the case for the other. So we like to have that flexibility and let you really consider what makes the most sense for you. So again, more budget friendly, a little bit more friendly if you're trying to run, especially more than 4 people, and a little bit easier to configure. On the other side, the full bulkhead is going to give you a little bit better weather protection, a little bit more security for your stuff. So those are things that you want to consider before you order. And one last caveat I want to mention, whether it's a boat like this 24 Duckworth or anything in a 22-foot plus heavy gauge boat, people make the mistake of just trying to get the best deal and buying a boat off of somebody's showroom. But the list of options on one of these boats is a mile long. Whether you're talking engines, horsepower and brand, factory options, aftermarket options, you really owe it to yourself to at least configure an ideal boat so that you can use it to compare against if you're going to go out and buy a boat at a dealer showroom. So once you get to this level of boat, it's not like every single one of these is going to be different. You're not going to necessarily save money by buying out of stock. You want to at least consider whether to order the boat or whether to buy one in stock. But if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're a little bit different than a lot of other dealers. Our job is to give you the information that you need to make an educated decision. Thank you for watching.